Hey everyone, my name is Simone Elbow. Welcome to Level Up Live for Limitless Leaders. It's been a minute, but it's good to be back in your company. We're streaming live here on LinkedIn, also in Facebook and YouTube. So if you're catching this on the replay on any of those platforms, still drop us a note and let us know that you're watching live. Our theme for the next couple of weeks is Fearless Leaders Leap, talking about going after your dreams and having vision as a leader. And, a lot of times leaders tend to put other people's visions ahead of their own, especially in the workplace. You know, you're pushing for um, really your employer's vision to happen. And I've heard a lot of leaders say, and this is usually when they get to this place of frustration and burnout, and they start to say, if I would have put the hours that I would put into someone else's business into my own dream, then I would really, you know, get so much further ahead. But when we have um, a dream and we're also working at the same time, it doesn't really mean that you can't do your best at work and still dream. And that is one of the things that I've realized. Sometimes people make you feel like you're not accomplishing anything unless you're a full time entrepreneur. And that isn't always everyone's reality. Sometimes it's not practical, sometimes it's not time yet. And so I feel a part time entrepreneur is still an entrepreneur. So if you're working in the 9 to 5 and you're still doing the side hustle, it's okay. When you live with an abundant mindset, it's never either or. When you think with a scarcity mindset, you always feel like you have to choose, that you can't do it all, you can't have it all. But when you have an abundance and a growth mindset, then you recognize that you're limitless and you can do whatever it is that you have in your heart to do. You just have to find the ways to do it, how to balance, how to stay, connected with yourself and your truth, and still give of your best wherever you are and whatever you're doing, so that you're not spreading yourself thin or, getting resentful towards either side, resentful that maybe the side hustle isn't growing the way you want it to, or resentful that you feel the 9 to 5 is holding you back from really putting all that you can into your dream. So, the first thing then is, you know, when we talk about being fearless, I want to talk about that for a minute, because sometimes we have the impression that leaders experience no fear, and that's not true. Leaders experience fear all the time, right? Because the leaders are human. And I think sometimes people class leaders and parents and all that in this like superhuman category, that you don't feel anything. You're strong all the time. You have all the answers and all the solutions all the time. And that's not the case. You don't always have all the answers. You don't always have the solutions. You do experience fear and anxiety, doubt, worry, concern, right? Leaders experience all of these things. It's just you don't have much room to wallow in those things because the expectations for you to perform is so much higher. And so you have to kind of work it out, suck it up, and keep it moving. So it's not a bad thing to experience emotions as a leader. In fact, having high emotional intelligence can actually make you a better leader. Being aware of what you're feeling, being able to regulate what you're feeling, being able to understand what others feel, and to be able to navigate relationships through your emotional understanding are all very critical skills at work. And you could say too that it increases your discernment because you are now more aware and you're able to read the room, so to speak, and to read people. So, the important thing to remember in this short conversation here is that, you know, do it afraid. Sometimes we get stuck in places in our lives because we are fearful and not fearless. We get stuck in our careers because maybe we're afraid to advance to the next level. We're afraid to go into management or afraid to apply for that senior leadership position, that director's role or that VP role. We feel like, oh, that might be beyond me, right? Or we're fearful about um, moving, starting that side hustle or accepting that speaking engagement or going to that international conference and making a presentation, right? Or just networking, right? Walking up to someone that you don't know and introducing yourself. All of these things that we have fears about, and we don't realize that we're our own worst enemy. We're the ones that's holding ourselves back from leaping. And so that leap can be anything for you. That leap can be that move that takes you out of your comfort zone and into the place where you really want to be. So, what is that area that you need to challenge yourself in, that you need to take a leap? For some people, it's transitioning into a new career. People, getting stuck and kind of maxing out where they are and wanting to explore other interests. Sometimes we study things and we get into a career because this was what was available at the time, but now my life has shifted, my mindset's shifted. I maybe qualified myself in another area, and so now I'm ready to take that leap. So I encourage you to prepare to take that leap if that is the leap that you need to take. But if it is that you are just you're challenging yourself to do more, to do something different, to do something that you've always wanted to do, then I challenge you to take that first step. That's the leap, right? It doesn't have to be, okay, I'm going to just print that resignation letter that I have saved. I know so many people do that, right? Just having it typed and saved is a great feeling sometimes. But I'm not saying that you need to go and print that letter out unless you're really ready and prepared for that and what comes with that. But it just may mean that you need to operate a little differently. You need to operate a little differently. You need to look at, what am I afraid of? And then really assess that. Sometimes you can take your journal and just do a pros and cons list. It's very simple. What are the advantages of me making this leap? What are the possible disadvantages? And are they rooted in reality, or are they just perceived fears? Or are there solutions to help me mitigate whatever risk that I'm concerned about? Right? We can strategize around this so that we can make our moves. So we've got a couple more months left in the year, and we always hear that, and then we feel this pressure that we have to perform. But you do with your time what you see fit with your time. And I'm talking about the time that's left in this year. It doesn't mean that you have to make, huge moves, but it may mean that I need to spend some time planning so that I hit the ground running. Maybe I need to spend this time in launching and preparing to launch a service. Maybe I need to prepare that signature speech, because trust me, whatever you prepare for, the opportunity will come your way. As they say, when you dig a well, water will come. So, what is it that you have been shying away from that you need to start making moves to make it happen? Fearless leaders leap. So, it's time to dust off whatever those dreams are, whatever those secret desires are, those things, that wish list that you would do when conditions are right, right? When the kids are grown up, when I got X amount of dollars in the bank, when I quit my job, when I start my business, then. No, that thing, you need to dust that off, pull that up, and let's make moves. Let's start to make moves. So share your thoughts in the comments, and feel free to visit my website, www.leadwithsimone.com. If you want to connect with me, if you want to talk, there are options there for a complimentary discovery call. If you want to talk through where you are and what's going on with you, you get a few minutes and we can talk about that and explore those things, because, hey, we're in this thing together, right? We're in this thing for the long haul, where we are um, journeying through life. We're all journeying at different stages, you know, and we need to be here to support each other through this journey. I think we will be more successful when we're able to really help each other and share our experiences so we can learn from each other, and we can really help each other to grow, support each other in our various spheres, right? So, good morning, Siobhan, and others who are joining in on LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube. And if you catch it on the replay, feel free to leave your comments. And remember, Fearless Leaders Leap, it's Thursday. What are you going to do today to take you one step further, one step closer to that thing that you've always wanted to do? Blessings. And I look forward to reading your comments and connecting with you.